I've got one, and it came up with the fact that the attorney mentioned that you not been around the person that you bit in the face.
This parole revocation hearing puts the board in a difficult position. The offender has people strongly advocating for him, and they come in with a real plan for what happens if he's released. But the board still has to weigh that against the seriousness of the new allegation. So watch how it all plays out. My name is Dan. This is the Courtroom Files.
You're still on, you're on mute. I don't know if you know how to undo the, turn the sound on.
Good morning.
Oh, there you are. Good. Can you sit back a little bit, sir, so we can see you good? Yeah, that's much better. We can hear you fine. You don't have to get close to the microphone.
There was somebody else that said that he's still on mute.
No, you're on mute again. Oh, that was someone else that was speaking to us. Okay, I apologize. So Mr. Johnson, you may have to get up and ask the staff to help you with that.
She was rolling.
While they figure that out, quick reminder, In the Blind with Mike and Dan tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Barbara, if you drop a link, that'd be super duper. Thank you.
Phone's on mute. All right, we got it, I think. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Johnson, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number, please.
Roland Johnson, 369977.
All right, I still need you to sit back a little bit so we can see you. You were cut off about right here. That's better. Thank you. You have counsel today. Ms. Pierce, would you introduce yourself for the record, please? I mean, Ms. Perrette, I apologize. You're still on mute. Are you connected to the audio? No, still can't hear you. Oh, now I lost her altogether. Yeah, I still can't hear you.
Because our volumes are not away up.
Is your volume all the way up? No. Can you hear us okay? Yeah, still can't hear you.
Well, as amusing as this is, friends, we are a couple minutes in the Wayback Machine, so let me bump
Check the
past this.
audio.
I think it was just an issue with my laptop.
There we go.
So would you introduce yourself for the record, please?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Grace Perrette. I work with the Orleans Public Defenders as a staff attorney, and I represent Mr. Roland Johnson. I have represented him since his arrest back in December, and it has been a pleasure to work with him.
Okay, great, thank you. We also have from the Public Defender's Office, Mr. Terry Pierce, client advocate, and Mr. Derek Johnson, Roland's brother, who will be speaking, and we'll call on him in just a few moments to do so. So your case this morning, Mr. Johnson, has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, so I'm going to turn it over to him.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm going to read some rule violations, and you can answer guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. Rule number 4, you engaged in criminal activity as evident by your arrest on 12/14/2025 by the New Orleans Police Department for the charges of simple crime of damage to property and simple battery. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Rule number 10, you failed to make payments toward your good time supervision since 11/10/2023 and an arrear of $1,804. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement, sir.
Okay. Need to go and hear these other people now. All right, we're gonna hear from the Public Defender's Office. Mr. Pierce, Terry.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you all for allowing me to speak for on Mr. Johnson's behalf. We have a plan for Mr. Johnson that will require him to enter a program and the New Beginnings program where he can understand what thoughts of, violation and aggressive moves and, just to help him to control his emotions at times. Mr. Johnson went through a period where he was working and he lost his job. And we all know how the economy is getting. Prices are ballooning. And he was paying his fees at one point while he was working. And when he lost his job, he got a little edgy with his nephew-in-law, and things got a little edgy. But Mr. Johnson been out for over 4 years almost, and he's been exceptional. And we have a plan of entering him into the New Beginnings program that's related right here, that's connected to this building on the 3rd floor. And I've already spoken with the people down there, and I have an application for him to complete right here. And I will help Mr. Johnson hands-on while he's coming into this building to make sure that he's complying and seeing to it that he become a productive citizen as he should be. Mr. Johnson is an elderly. He's no longer, really been out here doing extensive, things that was harming anyone, particularly if he's been doing well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. We have someone, his brother, Derek Johnson, to speak on his behalf. Mr. Johnson?
Yes. Hello, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I want to say that I'm the second oldest of 11 children. Roland is the third. He's my little brother. We've been through a lot. We lost our mama, grandmother, and a couple of our siblings, to natural causes. So I want to say that I don't know how it affect him, but I know it personally affect me. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can assume that it kind of messed with him the same way. But as far as him having a chance to come home, I want to say that he do have somewhere to come to. It's a good community. No violence. It's one of my other brother's houses. He works for a living. I work for a living. There's no drugs, no alcohols, no weapons. It's close by a bus. So if he needed transportation, we do have a job waiting on him. When he get out, we all love him. We all my brothers and sisters, we love him. We want to see him home. And for myself, I think he good with my kids because his parole officer gave him a chance to come out here and spend some time with us for like a whole month. And my children don't like to exercise. He was able to get them out the house to exercise, something I couldn't even do. So he's good with kids. He's good with my children. And I just want to say we do have a plan for to help him if y'all release him back into society. I even got him a brand new phone. We have Wi-Fi. So because I know phones is like computers these days. And if he have a phone, he have access to look for even better jobs, but we already have a job lined up for him.
Okay, thank you so much. Ms. Perrette,
Good morning,
Mhm.
y'all.
good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson, you should. If you're able to mute. There we go. All right. So I think the best part about working with Mr. Johnson, besides his personality, is the support that I've seen rally around him since he got arrested back in December. Mr. Johnson, as his brother mentioned, has a super extensive family and across both Louisiana and Texas. And unfortunately, we were not able to include a letter from Ronald Johnson, who is Mr. Johnson's brother that he'd be living with here in New Orleans upon release. But we're happy to provide that address on the end. At the end, I've spoken to Mr. Ronald about where he's going to be living and this job they have lined up for him. It's a mobile detailing service. So he does have immediate support ready for him immediately upon release. I just wanted to confirm, y'all have received the packet that I submitted on behalf of Mr. Johnson? Okay, perfect. I don't want to rehash every single point of what I had submitted, but I think the bottom line on Mr. Johnson is like Mr. Pierce said, he has spent over 3 years up until the point of his arrest, almost 4 years successfully on parole. I have spoken to Agent Goins, who was working with Mr. Johnson at the time, and he really didn't have issues beyond the fines, and he knew that Mr. Johnson was looking for new employment. He was actually supposed to start a new job right before he got arrested. With regard to the new charges, the 2 misdemeanor charges were both refused by the district attorney's office in January. He has now spent over 5 months on those charges while we've been kind of navigating the parole process. And I understand that the allegations, I understand why they would be cause for concern for the board. But I think that it's important to emphasize a couple of things. The nephew that they were living with, who is the named complaining witness, is an adult. My understanding from conversations with Mr. Johnson, as well as Ms. Brumfield, his partner, is that there was a lot of concern about the fact that he wasn't respecting the fact that Mr. Johnson was on papers. And this argument started out over Mr. Johnson, over the nephew, smoking weed in the house and having drugs in the house. And this is Mr. Johnson was trying to remove himself from that situation. And unfortunately, he did so too late. But what I would point out to the board is that Mr. Johnson, immediately after leaving, he left the situation to cool off, and then he called his parole officer. And I've confirmed this with his parole officer. Neither of them knew that a warrant went out regarding these charges, but Mr. Johnson called Agent Goins. They got him into a halfway house. They got him out of that living situation. And he's been separate from those folks, or at least from the nephew, ever since. Mr. Johnson understands he should have left that situation earlier if it was going to jeopardize his parole. And I think he will speak more to taking accountability for that. But he has a good place to land, and he has been a productive person on parole. With regard to the fees, he understands he should have been working more with Agent Goins to get those fees paid. He did pay fees for about the first year while he was consistently employed at Rouse's, and then he was laid off due to budgetary issues, is my understanding. And so he understands that's a priority. He's going to be meeting with Mr. Pierce. Mr. Pierce is going to be keeping him accountable to keeping that job and making sure that everything is paid as much as it can be on time, that he's reaching out to his agent and to his family if he's struggling. We would just ask that in lieu of revocation, y'all consider doing these check-ins with Mr. Pierce, making sure that he's providing his proof as much as he can, And eventually, Mr. Johnson's goal is to transfer his parole to Texas if possible. I have spoken to Agent Goins about this. He is supportive of that plan. He's been supportive of that ever since Mr. Johnson went and visited Derek and the rest of the family out in Texas. So I think he has both a short-term plan and a long-term plan to be successful on parole. And we would ask that you do not revoke him today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any of my colleagues have any questions?
I've got one, and it came up with the fact that, the attorney mentioned that you not been around the person that, you bit in the face, the nephew. But what about, the other complainant? Have y'all been together, your partner?
Yes, ma'am. Me and my partner been together since I've been home. And, we've been doing pretty good. We built the place that we live together, and, we've been there, ever since. And we've been doing pretty good.
Okay, let me read something. So, it was, that it said, when asked by the officer, Ms. Brumfield stated that she and Mr. Johnson have been dating 2.5 years and have lived together for, it says how many months, they have no children, but that y'all do have a history of domestic violence. So even though sometimes the police is not called inside those walls, there can be hitting, pushing, and shoving that's going on that never get reported to the police. And then it escalates to what we had here. So I'm concerned about that, and I do like the idea of the Texas relocation. I'm concerned that, all of this happened, and you said that y'all were back together again. You said that y'all be staying in the same home. And she said to the police that y'all have a history of domestic violence.
Well, I removed myself from the situation, man. Tanisha, we not together anymore, but there's no bad blood.
Well, that's good, no bad blood, but yeah, even better if you were in another state, then you're not gonna get back together or anything, because sometimes, two people just don't mesh right, and then it leads to tragedy. So I did want to address that.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any contact with her?
Yes, ma'am.
And I would just note for the board that there was never a protective order put in place with Ms. Brumfield. The protective order was specifically against the nephew. And Ms. Brumfield did write a letter of support for the board. It's in the packet. I just would point the board to that, just so everyone. She had considered speaking, but chose not to today. I spoke to her 2 days ago. She is in full support of him coming home to his family and understands that her home is just not the most supportive place for him. And they both understand, I think, the necessity of moving on.
I'm ready to vote.
All right, Mr. Tillman.
My vote today is going to be do not revoke, with conditions that he get with Mr. Pierce on a short-term basis, and hoping that his long-term basis will be with his family in Texas.
Ms. Stapleton?
I agree with Mr. Tillis, same thing, that your long-term, that you do relocate to Texas, so there's no further problems in this situation.
Okay, I do agree. I think the plan worked out by the Public Defender's Office and the New Beginnings Family Services Program will be beneficial. So, and with his brother, right? Is that
Ronald.
That's
Yes,
where,
ma'am.
Ron Johnson. Okay, so that you, upon release, he's to, they have to approve it, but I'm sure they will. The approved residence with his brother, complete the New Beginnings program while he's working on the long-term plan to Texas. Do you understand, Roland? what
Yes,
we
ma'am.
trying to-
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir. You're not being revoked, but you got some work to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Approved?
Well, go figure, not a denied. Okie dokie. So I think these are always tough balancing acts for the board. You know, a strong release plan matters, especially when someone has a history of compliance, but new allegations can change the risk calculation. The board made their decision though, but I'm curious to know what you think. So take a moment, let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and check out one of the two that are on your screen right now. Thank you so much for watching.